The 1987 Bad World Tour. During Michael Jackson's 1987 Bad World Tour, Japanese media famously coined the nickname Typhoon Michael to describe the extraordinary excitement that surrounded his arrival. More than 450,000 fans attended 14 sold-out performances across Japan as Michael continued performing despite heavy rain and dangerously slippery stages. Between songs, stage crews worked constantly to clear standing water so the show could continue safely. The tour also had a significant economic impact, with Pepsi reportedly seeing a major increase in sales through its promotional partnership with Jackson. Despite the overwhelming enthusiasm of his fans, Michael never jumped into the audience, choosing instead to remain focused on delivering a carefully choreographed performance. During the tour, he and his famous chimpanzee, Bubbles, even traveled together aboard Japan's high-speed bullet train. In Osaka, the city's mayor presented Michael with a symbolic key to the city while Bubbles, making a rare public appearance, quietly sat nearby as Jackson greeted fans and signed autographs. Car swarming. Outside London's Renaissance Chancery Court Hotel, enormous crowds surrounded Michael Jackson's vehicle, bringing traffic in the area to a complete standstill. Tabloids later exaggerated the incident, with some outlets claiming a fan shattered the car's window and left Michael terrified. However, no evidence ever confirmed those reports. Rather than hiding from the crowd, Jackson lowered his window, greeted supporters, shook hands, accepted gifts, and acknowledged fans gathered around the vehicle. As the crowd continued to grow, he even stood through the sunroof of his slowly moving car to wave to everyone waiting outside. Harlem Corporate Rebellion. One of Michael Jackson's strongest public challenges to the music industry came in June 2002 when he organized a high-profile protest against Sony Music Entertainment. Appearing alongside Reverend Al Sharpton at a gathering in Harlem, Michael criticized the company and publicly called out its leadership, including Chairman Tommy Mottola. He argued that record companies often took unfair advantage of artists and expressed frustration over the way he believed his own career and music had been handled. His comments sparked widespread debate, with some people supporting his position while others viewed the dispute as a business disagreement that had become highly public. Shaded by tabloid headlines on live television. On September 12, 1997, ABC's 2020 aired Michael Jackson's interview with Barbara Walters, recorded at the George V Hotel in Paris. Although the conversation was originally intended to focus on the recent death of Princess Diana and Michael's concerns about relentless paparazzi attention, the interview soon shifted when Barbara Walters raised questions about his public image and the controversial nickname that had followed him in the tabloid press.
Michael Jackson addressed many of those questions that surrounded him in 2003 in a 60 Minutes interview with the late Ed Bradley.
Pain into power. High-pressure situations rarely reveal anything new about a person. Instead, they often reveal how someone responds when placed under extraordinary stress. One of the clearest examples came during Ed Bradley's interview with Michael Jackson for 60 Minutes in 2003, shortly after Jackson was arrested and formally charged with child molestation. Throughout the interview, Michael firmly denied every allegation, maintained his innocence, and criticized the way the media had portrayed his legal battle. Many viewers felt the interview itself added even more pressure to an already difficult situation. Even so, Jackson remained largely composed, though he became visibly emotional when discussing how he believed the press had misrepresented him. At the same time, internet rumors claiming he suffered shoulder injuries and bruising during his arrest were never supported by official records or credible media reports. Calling out Martin Bashir's deception. Many believe the turning point in Michael Jackson's conflict with Martin Bashir came not from the broadcast documentary itself, but from footage recorded by Jackson's own camera crew. According to Michael, Bashir appeared warm, supportive, and complimentary whenever the cameras stopped recording, frequently praising both him and Neverland Ranch in private. But once filming resumed, Bashir's tone reportedly changed dramatically, with the interview becoming far more confrontational and critical of Jackson's personal life. Rather than reacting with anger, Michael responded with calm silence before directly asking why Bashir had publicly twisted his words while privately describing Neverland as a peaceful and spiritual place. When Jackson later released his own behind-the-scenes footage in a Fox special in February 2003, many supporters argued it revealed a very different side of the interview process and challenged the way the documentary had been presented. If you're enjoying this video so far, don't forget to subscribe and hit the like button. It really helps support the channel. Standing up to aggressive reporters in London. During Michael Jackson's visit to London in June 2002, reporters relentlessly questioned him about his health, changing appearance, and private family life while he attended public events, including visits to the Houses of Parliament. Over the years, rumors spread claiming Jackson angrily shouted, "Shut up," at journalists. However, there is no reliable evidence supporting that story. Instead, historical accounts show that Michael generally remained composed when dealing with reporters. His strongest public criticism during that trip was directed towards Sony Music rather than the press. On June 15, 2002, he appeared on an open-top bus outside Sony Music's headquarters, publicly criticizing company chairman Tommy Mottola and accusing him of unfair treatment. When confronted by persistent paparazzi, Jackson often responded with quiet gestures or simply stood still, refusing to give photographers the dramatic reactions they were hoping to capture. Barbara Walters and the Wacko Jacko nickname. Another memorable moment came on September 12, 1997, during Barbara Walters' interview with Michael Jackson at the George V Hotel in Paris. The conversation, which later aired on ABC's 2020, was originally intended to focus on the tragic death of Princess Diana and the intense pressure celebrities faced from paparazzi. As the interview continued, however, Barbara Walters shifted the discussion toward Michael Jackson's public image, including the controversial Wacko Jacko, nickname that had been widely used by the media.
I wrote a song called Dirty Diana. And it's not about Lady Diana, it's about certain kind of girls.
Rather than ignoring the remark, Michael Jackson calmly interrupted to defend himself. "I am not a Jacko. I am Jackson. Wacko Jacko. Where did you get that from? Some English tabloid? I've got a heart. I have got feelings. I am not a wacko." With those words, Michael shifted the conversation away from the nickname itself and toward a larger issue: the way sensational media coverage could strip celebrities of their humanity. Michael Jackson mania. Michael Jackson's worldwide popularity eventually reached a level few entertainers have ever experienced. More than almost any artist of his era, his fame became so overwhelming that traditional security measures often struggled to contain the crowds. Following the extraordinary success of Thriller in 1982, nearly every public appearance became unpredictable. Fans frequently pushed through barriers and security lines simply for the chance to catch a glimpse of Michael, often wearing his trademark fedora and dark sunglasses. On some occasions, he even stepped into the crowd to greet supporters, forcing his security team to quickly pull him back once the growing crowds became too difficult to control. The intensity of this fan devotion was especially visible during his visit to Moscow's Red Square on September 15, 1993, where thousands gathered to see him. The vehicular sieges of the History Tour. Wherever Michael Jackson traveled during his world tours, controlling the crowds became one of the greatest challenges facing his security team. Every arrival transformed his motorcade into the center of attention, with fans rushing toward whichever vehicle they believed he was traveling in. During the 1997 History World Tour, heavily protected vans escorted by police were frequently used to move him safely between locations. Even so, several serious security breaches occurred in Germany, where determined fans repeatedly climbed onto his vehicles and pounded on the windows in an effort to stop them. One of the most dramatic incidents took place on May 31, 1997, in Bremen, when crowds overwhelmed security outside a hotel and completely surrounded Michael's van. According to reports, fans climbed onto the vehicle from multiple directions, briefly trapping him inside until security regained control. The 1996 World Music Awards press scrum. On May 8, 1996, Michael Jackson attended the 8th World Music Awards at the Sporting Club Monte Carlo, where he received 5 major honors, including World's Best-Selling Pop Male Artist and recognition for the enduring success of Thriller. Although stories have circulated claiming Michael responded to aggressive European paparazzi with complete silence, the historical record suggests something different. Rather than allowing the intense media attention to overwhelm him, he used the spotlight to address a growing public controversy and redirect the narrative surrounding him.
Mr. Jackson, buongiorno, una parola per l'Italia.
Still holding the awards he had just received, Michael Jackson used the moment to respond directly to criticism surrounding his song, "They Don't Care About Us." Speaking with Mark Steens of Entertainment Tonight, he firmly stated, "I just want to say, by the way, I love Jewish people. I'm not anti-Semitic. I'm not a racist, and I'm not blasphemous." Rather than avoiding the controversy, Michael chose to address it publicly and make his position clear. The Berlin Baby Incident. On November 19, 2002, Michael Jackson traveled to Berlin's Hotel Adlon to receive a Bambi Award recognizing his humanitarian work for children around the world. What began as a celebration of his charitable efforts quickly became overshadowed by a controversial moment. Surrounded by cheering fans gathered below the hotel, Michael briefly held his 9-month-old son, Prince Michael II, widely known as Blinket, over the balcony while covering part of the child's face with a cloth. Images of the incident spread around the world, prompting widespread criticism from child welfare advocates. Later that same day, Jackson issued a public apology, explaining that he had become caught up in the excitement of the moment and deeply regretted his actions. The Sony music protest. Throughout 2002, Michael Jackson launched a highly public campaign against Sony Music Entertainment, accusing the company of failing to properly promote his Invincible album. The campaign began on June 15, 2002, in London, where Michael stood aboard an open-top double-decker bus surrounded by thousands of supporters outside Sony's headquarters. A few weeks later, on July 6, 2002, he organized a similar demonstration in New York City, once again riding through the streets on an open-top bus while publicly criticizing Sony chairman Tommy Mottola through a handheld megaphone. Around the same period, Jackson also appeared alongside Reverend Al Sharpton at the National Action Network's House of Justice in Harlem. Although rumors later claimed an angry crowd had pulled him from a flatbed truck, official accounts indicate that Michael remained safely aboard his double-decker bus throughout the demonstration, standing up to Oprah Winfrey on live television. When the Oprah Winfrey Show aired from Neverland Ranch in February 1993, it attracted an estimated global audience of nearly 90 million viewers. During the interview, Oprah Winfrey questioned Michael Jackson about several sensational tabloid stories, including claims that he slept inside an oxygen chamber and attempted to buy the Elephant Man's bones. Rather than allowing the rumors to go unchallenged, Michael openly pushed back, describing the stories as stupid and ridiculous, while making it clear that many of the headlines surrounding him had been completely fabricated.
Ridiculous.
Very stern. And just a look would scare you, and...
Were you scared of him?
Michael Jackson openly criticized the media for its willingness to spread sensational stories about him. During the interview, he directly asked Oprah Winfrey why anyone would believe he wanted to own the Elephant Man's bones. With that question, Michael shifted the conversation away from tabloid gossip and toward the facts, using the opportunity to explain his medical condition, vitiligo, instead of allowing rumors to define him. Ice-cold boundaries. Throughout his many television appearances, Michael Jackson consistently showed how carefully he protected his personal boundaries. During the 1990s, journalists and magazines repeatedly pressed him with intrusive questions about his private life, often attempting to blur the line between public curiosity and personal privacy. One subject that particularly upset him was the nickname Wacko Jacko, which had become common in sections of the British tabloid press. Michael made it clear on multiple occasions that he found the label deeply hurtful, explaining that behind the fame was a real person with genuine feelings.
They're calling him the Typhoon, and Michael Jackson has taken Japan by storm.
Whenever an interviewer used that nickname, whether intentionally or in casual conversation, Michael Jackson would politely but firmly correct them. Although he always remained calm, respectful, and composed, he never wavered in making it clear that he did not accept the label. These exchanges rarely turned into open arguments. Instead, Michael consistently kept the discussion professional, steering interviews back toward his music and creative work. Even so, whenever the conversation became mocking or dismissive, he quietly but confidently reinforced his personal boundaries without losing his composure. The stage invader, hanging onto the crane. While performing Earth Song during the History World Tour at the Olympic Stadium in Seoul, South Korea, on October 11, 1996, Michael Jackson experienced one of the most dangerous security breaches of his career. Suspended high above the stage inside a metal basket attached to a construction crane, he watched as a fan somehow broke through stadium security, rushed onto the stage, and climbed the crane itself to reach him. After climbing into the basket, the fan suddenly wrapped both arms around Michael from behind. Rather than reacting with panic or trying to force the intruder away, Jackson appeared to remain remarkably calm, likely realizing that any struggle at such a dangerous height could put both of them at serious risk. Instead, he held the fan steady until the crane was safely lowered, allowing security personnel to remove the intruder without further incident. The 1987 Bad Tour.
In the press.
Who proposed? I mean, how did marriage actually get discussed?
The 1987 Bad World Tour. During Michael Jackson's 1987 Bad World Tour, Japanese media famously coined the nickname Typhoon Michael to describe the extraordinary excitement that surrounded his arrival. More than 450,000 fans attended 14 sold-out performances across Japan as Michael continued performing despite heavy rain and dangerously slippery stages. Between songs, stage crews worked constantly to clear standing water so the show could continue safely. The tour also had a significant economic impact, with Pepsi reportedly seeing a major increase in sales through its promotional partnership with Jackson. Despite the overwhelming enthusiasm of his fans, Michael never jumped into the audience, choosing instead to remain focused on delivering a carefully choreographed performance. During the tour, he and his famous chimpanzee, Bubbles, even traveled together aboard Japan's high-speed bullet train. In Osaka, the city's mayor presented Michael with a symbolic key to the city while Bubbles, making a rare public appearance, quietly sat nearby as Jackson greeted fans and signed autographs. Car swarming. Outside London's Renaissance Chancery Court Hotel, enormous crowds surrounded Michael Jackson's vehicle, bringing traffic in the area to a complete standstill. Tabloids later exaggerated the incident, with some outlets claiming a fan shattered the car's window and left Michael terrified. However, no evidence ever confirmed those reports. Rather than hiding from the crowd, Jackson lowered his window, greeted supporters, shook hands, accepted gifts, and acknowledged fans gathered around the vehicle. As the crowd continued to grow, he even stood through the sunroof of his slowly moving car to wave to everyone waiting outside. Harlem Corporate Rebellion. One of Michael Jackson's strongest public challenges to the music industry came in June 2002 when he organized a high-profile protest against Sony Music Entertainment. Appearing alongside Reverend Al Sharpton at a gathering in Harlem, Michael criticized the company and publicly called out its leadership, including Chairman Tommy Mottola. He argued that record companies often took unfair advantage of artists and expressed frustration over the way he believed his own career and music had been handled. His comments sparked widespread debate, with some people supporting his position while others viewed the dispute as a business disagreement that had become highly public. Shaded by tabloid headlines on live television. On September 12, 1997, ABC's 2020 aired Michael Jackson's interview with Barbara Walters, recorded at the George V Hotel in Paris. Although the conversation was originally intended to focus on the recent death of Princess Diana and Michael's concerns about relentless paparazzi attention, the interview soon shifted when Barbara Walters raised questions about his public image and the controversial nickname that had followed him in the tabloid press.